Hello and welcome to this episode of WION Pitstop, your one-stop weekly dose of all things automotive. We've set off on a mission to bring all the action and passion from the world of wheels to our viewers in India, South Asia and all over the world. Be it the reviews of the hottest cars and bikes on the planet, ideas from industry stalwarts to tell us where the game is heading, all the thrills and chills from the world of motorsport, and always with the participation of you, our viewer, to take us ahead. So without further ado, let's get into the driver's seat and kickstart this episode of WION Pitstop. It was an action-packed week when it comes to launches and news from the automotive world. Let's get into the thick of things with our first segment, Power Bulletin.
After more than a year of the launch of the Jaguar XE petrol, the British manufacturer has finally introduced the diesel version in the Indian market. The new XE is powered by a 2.0-litre Ingenium motor that also powers the diesel version of its elder siblings, the XF and the F-Pace SUV. The 2.0-litre diesel engine produces 117 of horsepower and 430 Nm of torque and is coupled to Jaguar's 8-speed automatic gearbox. The new offering is available in 3 variants: Pure, Prestige and Portfolio. The XE diesel comes with some salient features which include Jaguar drive control, torque vectoring by braking, all-surface progress control, Meridian sound system, sliding panoramic and 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system. The new diesel variant of XE will be sold alongside the 2.0-litre petrol variant, which is already on sale across India. The XE also makes use of a lightweight aluminium architecture which employs aerospace technology for optimum performance. The XE diesel is priced at 38.35 lakh Indian rupees, which is 1 lakh more expensive than the petrol version. The XE will compete with the likes and diesel variants of the BMW 3 Series, Mercedes-Benz C-Class, Audi A4 and the Volvo 60. The XE has been a very successful model from the Jaguar family, and with the Jaguar XE diesel, customers who wanted a diesel sedan will have an option to choose from.
Premium car maker Volvo Cars has announced a close partnership with Google, one of the world's largest technology companies, to develop the next generation of its award-winning in-car infotainment and connectivity solution based on Android. The service will offer access to a wide array of apps and services. The new service will be available on the new Volvo models launching within the next 2 years. The seamless integration of Android harbors tremendous potential. Android is the world's most popular mobile platform with more than 1.4 billion active users worldwide. The partnership promises to revolutionize the way drivers engage and interact with their cars. Volvo Cars' partnership with Google reflects the ongoing convergence between the automotive and technology industries as cars become increasingly connected. Volvo is also collaborating with Google on another initiative to update recent Volvo models by adding Google Local Search, a location-based service application. This will be released through an update to Volvo customers with Census navigation.
Often, it's a simple idea that transforms businesses. Simple ideas that bring in big changes. Today we take a look at a story from the startup sector in the automotive industry that's making big waves through simple ideas. Take a look.
Automotive retail has taken the next step in India. Auto Ninja has managed to bridge the gap between automobile dealers and its customers. Auto Ninja is the first one to take such an initiative in India, as it specializes in customer engagement solutions for automobiles. WION got the opportunity to talk to one of the founders of Auto Ninja, who helped break the whole concept here.
India possibly is not considered as the country for SaaS products. India is primarily a service provider, like Infosys of the world, TCS of the world, market leaders, right? We don't have much of a SaaS companies. Freshdesk possibly is one of the largest. Yes, so it was kind of difficult at the initial stages.
Auto Ninja is a rapidly growing venture-funded startup building mobile CRM tools built for auto retailers in India. It is a company which is in a bid to reshape the face of auto dealers in India by providing a one-of-its-kind technology. The flagship product, Ninja CRM, is a complete suite of CRM sales, services, and insurance with focus on mobile and social CRM. It also includes advanced features such as full telephony integration, auto dialer, and a mobile app. In over 2 years of operations, Auto Ninja boasts a clientele of about 75 top auto dealers in the country and is spreading quickly across the country.
Today we work with roughly 1,000 outlets all across pan-India. We don't have presence in Seven Sisters, Northeast and Jammu Kashmir. Except these two geographies, we have presence everywhere across India. We work with roughly 1,000 plus outlets. This is across four-wheelers, this is across two-wheelers, this is across commercial. And interestingly, this is just 4% or 5% of the market. And we have decent belief in the kind of traction that we have seen and in the product, that in coming 3 to 4 years, we should be hitting around 50 to 60% of this market.
The road for most startups is quite tough, but Auto Ninja seems quite confident about its expansion plans outside of the country.
90% of the customers that typically take CRM in automobile space in India takes Auto Ninja CRM, and we don't have voluntary churn. So all of this make me believe that over next 3 to 4 years, we should be hitting around 70% of India's entire market, which is roughly close to 30,000 outlets in India. So we're looking to expand possibly to 50%, 60% of the market 3 to 4 years. We're looking to expand to Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, so TIM, and Middle East, possibly in another 18 months. In fact, interestingly, we are in the middle of speaking to the investors for our next round of funding, and that part of funding would go into the expansion of the business.
With this innovation and innovative products such as Ninja CRM, which is the one-stop CRM solution, its mobile application Access Box, advanced sales tablet emporium, and its brand advocacy tools for car dealers, BlinkTag, Auto Ninja has clearly redefined auto retail business in India.
With that, let's slip into a quick commercial break. On the other side of it, there's even more action-packed stuff from the world of automobiles. Welcome back. You're watching WION Pitstop, your weekly dose of all the rumblings on wheels and speed. Let's move on to the next segment, Spec Check. Triumph Motorcycles has been rocking the socks off riding enthusiasts all over the world with its expansive range of motorcycles that stretch from the street onto the racetrack and off the road. One segment that the company is not leaving out though is the lifestyle factory custom segment, bringing in a big dose of spunk and individuality onto the streets. The Bonneville Bobber is a motorcycle that functions in this very segment. Turns a lot of heads, looks very lifestyle. I recently had a chance to ride this motorcycle in and around Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we present to you the Triumph Bonneville Bobber. Back in the day, if one wanted his motorcycle to go faster, the formula was simple. Drop all weight, lose the double seat, get rid of the heavy fenders, and get going. Thus was born the Bob Job culture in the US of A way back in the 30s. Britain has held a long-standing transatlantic love affair with the American motorcycle scene. Triumph, in fact, named a sub-brand that survives to date, the Bonneville, inspired by the salt flats in Utah, where it regularly sent its bikes to break land speed records. The cult of the bobtail soon sailed over to Britain, and thus was born the Bobber. The two names and philosophies have made a return as a part of Triumph's new modern classic range in the form of the Bonneville Bobber. But does this path still look as attractive in the 21st century, especially when the bike maker itself is creating factory customs, branding them as modern classics? There's only one way to find out. The modern classic segment. That's going to be our point of discussion for today. The segment itself has seen a lot of action over the last couple of years. Most major European manufacturers are on the bandwagon, the Americans too. The segment is quite a celebration of past philosophies of motorcycling. But what we are really trying to understand is, does it make sense on the street in the 21st century? Of course, to take the discussion ahead, we need a good example. And boy, do we have a great example today. This is the Triumph Bonneville Bobber. It's going to tell us something about itself and hopefully also this entire trend of modern classics. At first sight, the all-new Bonneville Bobber looks to stay painstakingly true to the original Bobber philosophy. Taking the very capable Bonneville T120 as its platform, the brilliant boffins at Hinckley have tailored a motorcycle that all at once incites images almost a century old, yet looks drop-dead gorgeous and contemporary for modern streets. The single seat, the low stance and clean lines, twin slash-cut silencers, wire wheels, even the rare hub design that throws back to the era of drum brakes. The formula is straight and it works. What is impressive though, is that along with all this, Triumph has managed to pack in all the latest technology in this baby so that the show does not get in the way of the go. Another game that Triumph has mastered over the years is this art of detailing. You know, these small little trinkets that it puts on its motorcycles, they go a really long way in making the rider feel special. And that's what the bike like the Bonneville Bobber is really all about. It's a factory custom, it's about individuality, it's about standing out from the rest of the pack. In that respect, the Bobber fares extremely well. On the ride and handling front, Triumph seems to have walked the fine line between maintaining real-world usability and those drop-dead gorgeous looks. Playing a major part in this is the innovative cage swing arm and the monoshock hidden beneath the seat. The rear offers about 3 inches of travel, while the 40mm KYB forks at the front allow a play of 3.5 inches. We doubt if that would be enough in many Indian road conditions, but then we don't believe this is a bike you should take everywhere, your heart says. That being said, the Bobber maneuvers phenomenally for a motorcycle that weighs about 230 kilograms. This is thanks in no small measure to the 19-inch wheels at the front and the 16 at the back that makes the front really light and easy to move around. Also, of course, Triumph has long been known to be a master of steering geometry, and it all shows on this Bobber as well. The 1200cc Bonneville high-torque engine that powers the Bobber is as tech-savvy as it gets. It has ride-by-wire throttle, liquid cooling, riding modes for road and rain to make that massive 106 Nm of torque manageable in tricky conditions. Power delivery is quick and rushy, as it should be from an engine that boasts of about 75 horses, but also controlled and anything but alarming. The bike also incorporates twin airboxes and twin air filter setup, which ensures that the rider is surrounded by the hypnotizing boom of the parallel twin engine. The bobber comes with that big, throaty, growling 1200cc parallel twin that we've also seen on the T120, albeit in a slightly different state of tune to deliver even more low-end grunt. It's got lots and lots of torque. What I really love about the motorcycle is the light assisted clutch. Often a big engine means a big clutch, and that means a lot of effort. But on this bike, my left forearm is just singing sweet. Over the last couple of decades, bike makers have decided to aggressively corner the market share created by the parallel custom bike building industry, offering their own accessories and customization options to riders in order to set their rides apart from the run-of-the-mill mass-produced models. The Bobber, being one of Triumph's foremost lifestyle offerings, does not lag behind in this respect, with over 150 accessories that customers can opt for. These include ape hangers, clip-on handlebars, peep mirrors, cruise control kits, and swing arm bags. The idea is clear. The bike maker wants every bobber to be the canvas for its rider, much in the original individual spirit of the bobber philosophy. The Triumph Bonneville bobber manages to achieve a couple of really interesting things. Let me talk you through them. To start with, it celebrates a culture of motorcycling, a tradition of motorcycling that stands the risk of being forgotten. It introduces this entire culture of the bobber to a completely new audience in the 21st century. While doing this, it manages to offer all of this in a very reliable, technology-packed package. There's a lot of emphasis given on safety. But the most important thing, according to me, is that for about 10 lakh rupees on road, this bike promises to bring in an entirely new segment of buyers into the fold of motorcycling. Buyers who are not interested in sport bikes, buyers who may not be interested in big burly cruisers, buyers who may just be interested in a sweet looking ride that they can take out on weekends, make their presence felt, and rock the roads with. That Bonneville bobber, I tell you, is a real head turner. We'll toss into a quick commercial break now. On the other side of it, we have all the hot news from the world of motorsport. Stay with us. Welcome back to WION Pitstop, your weekly dose on cars, bikes, and everything in between. Let us quickly move ahead to our spanking new segment on motorsport, the final lap. The world of wheels is all about forward motion, and nothing exemplifies this better than motorsport. Hyper-engineered, cutting-edge machines piloted by some of the most talented human beings on the planet, pouring in their hearts, souls, and bodies on the racetrack, fighting for a few hundredths of a second and a few inches on the racetrack. At Pitstop, we recognize the immense effort that it takes to win at racing and the tingles that the experience sends down the spines of racing fans. With pride, we present to you all of the madness that stands for motorsport in this week. An eventful French Grand Prix had some shocking last lap action for fans of Valentino Rossi, as the championship leader crashed from second place on the very last lap of the race, while he was chasing teammate and movie star Yamaha rider Maverick Vinales. Rossi had a slim lead of 2 points over Vinales going into the race, and the crash has ensured that the doctor has very little space for error in the remainder of the season. Rossi's crash promoted local MotoGP rookie Johan Zarco to second place on the podium. Zarco had earlier set a blazing pace in practice and had qualified in third position, bagging a front row start alongside the factory Yamahas. French crowds in excess of 100,000 at the Le Mans Bugatti circuit cheered and celebrated the dream run for Zarco, who's already the winningest French rider in Grand Prix motorcycle racing. Honda's Dani Pedrosa put in a consistent and impressive performance from 13th on the grid to save the podium from becoming an all-Yamaha affair. The Repsol Honda team, however, lost its number 1 rider and reigning champion Marc Marquez to a crash when he was running in 4th place. M Sport's Sebastian Ogier has maintained his lead in the World Rally Championship after a dominating win at the Rally of Portugal. This is Ogier's first rally victory in the M Sport powered Ford Fiesta WRC this season, his lead in the championship coming mostly from consistent podium performances. Ogier was challenged by title rival Thierry Neuville, especially on the final day, driving his Hyundai i20 Coupe WRC. Neuville's teammate Danny Sordo brought up the podium for Hyundai in 3rd place. The most glamorous race on the F1 calendar is here, and it's set to scorch the tarmac within the famous princely state in Europe. Known for its yachts, casinos and the high-rolling European lifestyle, Monaco also has been hosting the Formula 1 Grand Prix since 1929, which forms the triple crown of motorsport along with the Indy 500 and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The big questions before the race? Ferrari has begun to bring the challenge back to Mercedes in the championship, and it remains to be seen if the longer wheel-based Mercedes car gains an advantage or disadvantage over the scarlet prancing horses on the tight and technical Monaco street circuit. The Red Bulls have had a lackluster season thus far, owing primarily due to the power deficit they have when compared to the two teams at the top. It will also be interesting to see if the Red Bulls can get into the mix, given that Monaco has usually awarded agility over downright grunt. And of course, a said Briton by the name of Jenson Button is making his appearance at the top rung of four-wheeled motorsport after quite some time. We'll be keeping our eyes out for whether he manages to get McLaren its first points this season. (2009) Formula 1 champion Jenson Button is not ruling out a full-time return to the premier car racing series on the planet. Currently a reserve driver with McLaren Honda, Button's contract extends through 2018. And while he made way at the end of the last season for junior driver Stoffel Van Dorn, he has been busy at work as an ambassador with a British racing team. Button will be racing at the Monaco Grand Prix on the last weekend of May after teammate Fernando Alonso decided to give the race a skip and head out to America to compete in the hallowed Indy 500 race. The much-loved racing star will get his first taste of the McLaren Honda MCL 32 during practice on the Thursday before the race. Speaking to the British publication Daily Mail, Button mentioned that he had so many options to race this year that it's been hilarious. And that's a wrap for this week's show. Do write in to us, follow us on Twitter, and like our page on Facebook, because ultimately, it's you, the viewer, who makes this show tick. This is Sopan Sharma, signing off from WION Pitstop. I'll see you next week.